This week on football, it's world class or not.
Give me at what point did I say, oh God, shoot me down, oh Lord? I've got him as world class, you haven't. Move on. I know football so much.
No, hold on. Bruno Fernandes, Ødegaard.
I can't.
Mason Greenwood. I have got 30 footballers for you, and we're going to ask the question, are they world class or not? Before we start, I would say we need to define world class.
The best in their position?
There's
Top three in their position.
That's what I've got down. I've gone for top three in their position in the world, but I think there is an argument to say that world class, by definition, is the best in your position.
Yeah, because if you'd go sort of, would they get in the world 11, then they'd have to be the best.
So
I think it's a term that gets thrown around way too easily these days. And I might be one of those. When you ask
I
me.
watched Harry Wilson score a goal earlier. I said that's world class.
You can have world-class moments,
Yeah.
but to be a world-class player, that takes some doing.
Yeah, I reckon let's stick with three best in their position. And also, when we look at this, it's like form fluctuates. So if they're slightly off it for a couple of months, then maybe they drop down in the pecking order. But you can't just suddenly turn not world class overnight or world class overnight. So it gives you a little bit of leeway.
Form is temporary.
Class is temporary as well. If you're Mo Salah. And if you're wondering if there's a giant elephant in the room about Mo Salah, we'll get into that on Wednesday's episode. We'll have a deep dive on Mo Salah. And Brandon, you're a hurting Liverpool fan at the moment.
Yeah. I'm all right. We'll be fine.
You've been saying that all season, to be fair.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Are you still the dog in the house?
Yeah.
While everything's burning?
I've seen it all.
Okay, let's get into it.
Okay.
I know, actually, for a fact, I'm going to disagree with you on a lot of these.
Yeah, probably.
Cole Palmer, world class or not world class?
No, he's not world-class.
I think he's world class.
Okay.
Mo Salah, world class or not?
Yes, Mohamed Salah is world-class.
I'd agree he's world class.
Oh, okay.
Scott McTominay.
You can't go from Mo Salah to Scott McTominay.
Ballon d'Or nominee?
No, he's not world-class.
I don't think he's world class. Gabriel.
Yes.
I'm going to say he's world class. Virgil van Dijk.
Yes.
I'd say he's world class as well.
God, yes.
Ryan Gravenberch.
No.
Not world class. No, I don't think so either. Phil Foden.
No.
Yes. Phil Foden's world class. Kylian Mbappe.
Yes.
Yes, he defines world class, doesn't
Yeah.
he? Victor Gyökeres.
No.
Not world class for me either. Erling Haaland.
Yes.
He is world class. Yeah, 100%.
I like the way you confirm mine.
Correct. Harry Kane.
Yes.
Yes, world class. 100%. Vinicius Junior.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think he's world class. Reece James.
Ooh. Reece James. No.
I don't think so either. I don't think he's world class. Bukayo Saka.
No.
I think he's world class.
There's an England theme with you here.
He's in the top three of his position in the world, I think. Nuno Mendes.
Yes.
I think he's world class. Bruno Fernandes.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. World class. Wow. Didn't think you'd say that. Mason Greenwood.
What? No.
In terms of numbers, but no. I don't think
And that's that. By the way, there's another elephant in the room with that. That's not based off that. Just as a footballer, he's not world class.
I think he's on his way. Moises Caicedo.
No,
I'm going to say no as well.
but it's a really tough one, that.
He's not far.
If we're still doing this podcast in 2 or 3 years, that's a different answer, I think.
Lamine Yamal.
Yes.
Yes, he's world class.
It is, but
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Pedri.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Jude Bellingham.
Yes.
I think he's world class. Urian Timber.
Ooh. Not yet.
I think he's world class.
Not yet for me.
In
But that will go against, we'll dive into this, but that kind of does go against it because he is arguably...
The best right back in the world at the moment. I think he is.
Okay.
Alisson.
Yes.
No. He's not in the top 3 goalkeepers in the world. Vitinha.
Right now, yes.
I think he's world class. David Raya.
Yes.
I think he's world class. Marcus Rashford.
No.
I don't think he is either. Rafinha.
Yes.
I think he's world class. Declan Rice.
Yes.
I think he's world class. 2 more.
Okay.
Are Messi and Ronaldo still world class?
I think, because we're on the last 2, I'll elaborate a little bit. I think that you can almost change the goalposts a little bit for them, because I personally think the answer is yes. They are the best footballers that we have ever seen and probably will ever see.
Yeah.
Messi has just won and pretty much catapulted into Miami to within 2 years or 2.5 years of winning the MLS overall, which is getting better and more competitive.
Messi would still do it at the highest level for me.
Yeah, and
I've watched a load of him. I've said it to you fairly recently. I don't care what kind of defence you're coming up. The spaces that he's operating in are outrageous still. His
balls that
little
he's
touches, the goals, the finishes, he's not lost anything.
no, I don't think he has.
He'd come to the Premier League and be the best player in the league.
The thing with a player like, and this is why I'm always Messi over Ronaldo in terms of the best footballer that's ever played the game. It's his brain. Ronaldo's the best goal scorer. Messi for me is the best footballer, and his brain. I would love to spend just 5 minutes in his brain whilst he's playing football. He must play in slow motion.
It's savantism. Have you like you see like some people have just supernatural gifts, savants for music, and you can see that, and we're okay to call it that. That's what it is in football. Nobody's ever played the game like him. I don't want to hear Maradona shout. I do not want to hear Pele shout. He is the best footballer that will ever play the game.
And do you know what really frustrates me is the whole, but the utensils these days are better. They're this, they're that. Exactly. And so that is why he's the best
The
player.
standard's higher.
Because they've got the best things available to them, the best equipment available to them. So naturally, that's going to make them a better player, which means that by definition, he is the best player that's ever lived. But take all of the peripherals argument, the boots, the balls, the pitches. His brain should donate his brain.
Yeah. It's not about feet. It's not about legs. It's not about your left foot. It's about a brain.
If you could bottle that.
Like I said, it is the Pablo Picasso. It's the Michelangelo of football. It's Beethoven.
He's literally a 1 in 50 billion.
He's the best.
There won't be another player in 50 billion humans
that there's ever lived. What I'll say on the Ronaldo side of it, because I think there is still a debate, and I think I've said it before, Ronaldo's the greatest footballer that's ever lived. Messi's the best. And I think I do think you can distinguish between the two, and I do think there is a difference. When I talk about greats, I think of Zidane, I think of Ibrahimovic, I think of Bobby Charlton, I think of those sort of players. If I think of the best footballers, I think of Maradona, George Best. I think of players that are like, wow, they've got so much ability, but greatness comes from not just trophies, goals, it's stepping up in the biggest moments and becoming and almost surpassing the sport.
I do get what you're saying. I mean, I will be Messi over Ronaldo in many things, but there will inherently be a bias. Because having had to watch him do it for Man United, that we're humans, that won't go away. But I can appreciate what you're saying, and I don't disagree with it, because you think of like Michael Jordan, for example. He's a NBA great, but there will be huge arguments. There have been much better players than him.
Yeah,
so
LeBron,
I completely understand what you're saying in terms of that. He's an icon. He's more of an icon in icon status than Messi.
Messi is the icon because of how good he is, whereas Ronaldo is the icon because of everything that comes with Ronaldo.
The celebration,
the drama, everything. I think on which one is world class, I still think Messi's world class. I don't think Ronaldo's world class anymore.
Yeah.
I still think Ronaldo's great. I still think Ronaldo could do it in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I have no doubts that he could. He does it on the international stages as well, so it's not like the standard gets any worse. And people will say, oh, yeah, but he scores against Armenia. Yeah, but he also scores against Spain and France and in the Nations League, and still scores in massive games against massive teams. So
it doesn't go away.
That argument isn't valid. When I watch Messi Inter Miami, I'm forget the standard of MLS. Just watch him. If you haven't seen him, haven't seen his highlights, the touches, the passes, they are intricate. They're within an inch. Everything he's doing that he used to do, with the exception of dribbling past 20 players, which he actually still has a little bit of. The finishes, the spaces that he operates in, it's mind-blowing.
It's the through balls that we're watching from a broadcast angle and we don't see, and he'll still find them.
He's got an argument to be still maybe even the best playmaker in the world. I think it's a shame he's in the MLS.
Yeah, I do as well.
I think it's a real shame. And I think it's a shame that Ronaldo went to Saudi as well.
I understand it, but
I still want to see them both in. I want to see them both in the Premier League.
So here's a question: it's a NFL draft type situation. What level? What team do you think they both get into, like week in, week out, and do a job at? So I guess what I'm saying is, do Messi and Ronaldo both get into City and Arsenal's team, or do you think Ronaldo might be more at Villa and
Ronaldo would get into Arsenal's team? Ronaldo would get into Man United. He'd play for Chelsea. If I'm thinking the top teams in the Premier League, I think he gets into all of them except for City.
Starting now.
Yeah. With regards to Messi, there's not a team in the world that he doesn't get into. I really don't. I've thought about it. I've watched a lot of him since he's gone out there. And I think he's better than he was at PSG.
Yeah, I love him. And I think we watch a lot of MLS, and even if it's just the highlights of the game.
Inter Miami on, I'll watch him.
100%.
Any chance that you get
to see that
whilst he's still playing,
correct,
go and watch Messi. I used to say it all the time. When he was at Barcelona, when Ronaldo was at Madrid, I couldn't miss a game in the Liga every time Real Madrid and Barcelona, because I knew we're watching something that I'll likely never get to watch again. So I'm going to enjoy every second of it. When he went to PSG, Messi, I watched every game that I could.
Yeah.
How many times did you say, oh, do you want to do this? And I said, I can't watch in PSG.
Yeah.
Because I just think we're going to get that so few times in the future that I think now you have to watch them.
I don't think there ever will be. You see flashes in the Lamine Yamals and things like that. That two players that are both the best that have ever played the game, fighting it out at the two biggest clubs in the world, year after year, taking a Ballon d'Or off each other every year.
Yeah.
That's never going to happen
We'll
again.
never see that again.
What I find mental is, because you've just said, and I agree with you, that Messi would get into any side in the world.
Every team.
I have my doubts on Ronaldo, not as much as people would think. That's not the point I'm making. There will be so many people that watch this on a clip or the full episode and say, these two don't know what they're talking about. They're both washed. They're both past it. Watch them. I don't watch as much of Ronaldo. I'll see the highlights and things. And
He's over a kick the other week.
Yeah.
He literally saw Scott McTominay in the
thought,
week and went,
hold my
all right
beer."
then, I'm 41.
Yeah.
And I think the standard in Saudi is better than the MLS. I don't think that's a debate. And I know people...
There's a lot better players in there.
There's better players. I see some of the teams in Saudi and I'm like, that could be a Premier League
They could do
side.
a job, yeah.
And players are going out there in their prime as well, which is not happening in the MLS and never will, I don't think. But that shouldn't take away from what Messi's doing, because what Messi's doing, it supersedes what the league is, because I think it's applicable to almost any level of the sport. Premier League could be a little bit different, but if you're telling me you don't think Messi's quick enough in terms of speed of thought
He doesn't need to be
to
quick.
navigate that league,
Pace-wise. He don't need to be.
Yeah, he'd be absolutely fine.
One thing I would say to anyone that says and has that sort of pub opinion of, oh, well, look at the players they're doing it against. Grimsby beat United and Plymouth beat Liverpool. You have to beat what's in front of you.
Yeah.
There's no way that Grimsby should be beating Manchester United and Plymouth knocking Liverpool out of an FA Cup, and however many times we see giant killings. All right, they're not every week, but it happens, and that is because you have to beat what's in front of you. And let me tell you, the standard of those two leagues, the MLS is getting better and better.
Yeah.
The Saudi league is already good because of the sort of the standard of players that are in there. Don't judge it because you don't watch it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
If the same people who say that like the French league is a farmers league, okay, you think that's a farmers league. How often do you watch it? I guarantee you watch maybe 0 games a season in France.
We're so entitled with the Premier League. It is the best league in the world.
It is the best league in the world, but there is a reason why players typically come from France and tend to succeed more in the Premier League than almost any other league, because there is a lot of similarities in the way they play. There's a lot of physical teams in there. There's a lot of horrible places that you have to go where the crowd are on your back. And I think that level of intensity really does
transpire.
Yeah, I do. I think it translates into the Premier League. So, yeah, I agree. You've got to watch these leagues. If we go back through some of these players,
There wasn't many that we didn't agree on, to be fair.
No, I tried to think of 30. I think most of them you can agree on. I mean, we go down the list. Cole Palmer, you think he's world class? I think he is.
I said no.
I think he's world class.
I think he's got world class potential.
Okay, I'll ask you the question, since we're going, 3 better players in the world in his position. Name 3 better 10s than Cole Palmer. And that's the problem that you come up with
It's
that.
not that. It's that it's not a debate for this show, because you know where I'm going to go.
You're not going to say Florian Wirtz is better than... Florian Wirtz is not better than Cole Palmer.
No.
Do you think that? It's not even a thing.
I don't know.
Question.
Why isn't it? Why isn't it?
Cole Palmer will outscore Florian Wirtz every single season they play for the rest of their lives. Cole Palmer has been
Penalties.
playing at...
Non-penalty goals. Cole Palmer doesn't score many.
Cole Palmer's been playing at a much higher level than Florian Wirtz.
I'm not saying that I think. I'm just saying, why are you so
Because I've never seen Florian Wirtz
No.
grab the game by the scruff of the neck like Cole Palmer, where you can just come into a high level game and have the game taken away from you by one player. Cole Palmer does that. I've never seen Florian Wirtz do that, and I think he's a really great player. Name 3 players better than Cole Palmer.
So the thing is, the 10 position is quite difficult to pin down the true 10s,
Which is why I said Foden is world class.
But I don't think, does he play in the 10 that often?
That's his best position. It's
Yes,
where he's
but
playing
I'm
this season, and this is where
now it is. But traditionally, he's been out on the left.
Well, no, his best seasons ever in the Premier League when he won PFA Player of the Year was in a 10. I think Phil Foden's in the top 3 players in the number 10 in the world. And
I think Bellingham in a 10.
I think Bellingham's better deep, personally. I think he could play anywhere, Bellingham, which is again why I put him in there.
I won't get too irate about you saying Cole Palmer because I see it, and he's definitely got.
You don't think Phil Foden is world class?
I think he's such a technically gifted footballer, one that we don't see very often. Closest thing in terms of like wizardry on the ball to maybe Gaza in an England shirt.
The problem is he's not done it on the international stage. That's Phil Foden's problem.
Yeah, I think it is, but I also think it's like you get swayed, don't you, by the fact that he fell out of favour with Pep.
Everyone falls out.
Of course,
I've seen Kevin De Bruyne fall out of favour.
And this is what I'm saying. You get swayed by that. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I just
Phil Foden. He's at his very best. I don't think there's a better 10 in the world. I think there's players that can come through and be better. I mean, you could argue Julian Alvarez plays in that position for Atleti, but would I necessarily say he's a better 10 than Phil Foden? No. Cole Palmer, Phil Foden, you can argue a few other players like maybe Arda Güler's having a great season. Is having a great season, but is he above them? No. Is there anyone in the Premier League who are a better 10? I can't think of a single one.
No.
And I think that position will be flooded because you look at the likes of Nico Paz at the moment. That's a player that's going to be one of the best in the world.
And football's changing to almost get back to that.
Yeah.
Three across the attacking midfield.
Yeah.
Almost like false wingers or inside wingers with a striker up top. So you're almost playing like 2 in the holding positions, 3 in front of them and 1 up top is what it seems like more and more people or teams are going to, whether that's just in possession or for the entire formation. So there will be more players that sort of are makeshift 10s as an out and out. Yeah, I think Cole Palmer's an unbelievably fantastic footballer. And by definition, if we're going by in the top 3, then yeah, I've got no qualms with sort of edging more towards agreeing with you. But when you go on like the brain of just thinking, would I call Cole Palmer world class right now? I don't know if I would.
He's a big game player as well.
Yeah, he scores big goals. His technique is ridiculous. He's literally ice cold.
He has got the
arrogance,
demeanour of a world class player. He's got that feeling of when you used to watch the big players, and I'm talking Iniesta, Zidane, those sort of players, Figo, that level of just walking into a game and being like, fuck, he's playing. When Cole Palmer's on it, that's him.
Yeah, I could see it. I wouldn't personally, but I'm not like, how the are you calling Cole Palmer world class? I get it.
I just think it's difficult to name 3 better players in his position.
And you're right, yeah. I think for me it's that in 2-3 years' time, there's probably 3 or 4 on that list that we could go, yeah, they will be classed
and
as
at the same. There'll be ones that we won't class,
and like a few of them, like undebatably world class, if they've had that little bit more longevity of doing it.
Salah will drop out after. After a while, but based off last season, he was the best right winger in the world, so he's got to be in there. If we go again through that list, I mean, Scott McTominay, I mean, we can both agree that he isn't. Gabriel and Van Dijk, we both said are top 3 in their position in the world. If we go centre-backs, maybe we're choosing 6. I think it's fair to say Gabriel and Van Dijk are in there, despite Van Dijk having a nightmare at the moment. Gravenberch, I thought, was really close. But I think if I'm looking at world-class defensive midfielders,
we wouldn't leak as many goals this season. He was a real bright spark against Leeds. And
he was great at the start of the season as well.
Yeah, so I think he could be one that gets there, but he's not there right now for me.
I think he was up there last season, but
I love him to bits. I love him.
I think there's better defensive midfielders in the world at the moment, and I'm not saying there's loads, but there's 3: Rodri, Caicedo,
Rice.
Caicedo's above him, and we don't think he's world class yet. João Neves, if I'm looking at midfielders like of that sort of ilk, I think they're ahead of him. We spoke about Phil Foden, Kylian Mbappe. Gyökeres isn't world class. I think his numbers were until Arsenal, but he's had a difficult start.
I don't think he'll get there either. I don't think he'll get anywhere near being world class.
Do you think it was a bad signing for Arsenal?
No, I think it was the right signing.
I don't mind the signing.
No,
and I think he's a good player.
Yeah, I do. I just, you can't. I was well in the corner of, you cannot not sign someone when they've scored that many goals so frequently, regardless of what league it is. It's still a top European league.
And there's no evidence to
Champions
suggest that the Portuguese league isn't something that isn't to the standard that the Premier League needs, because I think players have come across from it, well, they have, and done well. Bruno Fernandes is a prime example.
And just in general, the players
even
that
Nunes
Porto,
came across and scored goals.
the players that Porto, Sporting and Benfica generate. We got Diaz from Porto.
Oh yeah, Benfica. I mean, the players that come through that club are outrageous.
So I don't like the whole, it's a lesser league. It is than the Premier League, but then every league is.
Yeah, I agree. Haaland's definitely world class. Kane's definitely world class. Vinicius Junior, I think, is a bit of a contentious one, but I couldn't think of any more than 2 left wingers in the world that are better than him. I think maybe Kvaratskhelia.
Well, it's funny when you were saying about Salah. I immediately went to PSG.
You think of Dembele.
But and he's a weird one because he's played across that front
Salah's
three.
better than Dembele.
Yes,
Dembele won a Ballon d'Or, but
and
he was brilliant. But that season
again,
is a
that
one-off.
was centrally as well. So can you even argue? And he sort of
because
they sort of go Doué.
Doué plays in midfield,
but he'll come.
Kvaratskhelia plays on the left, but sometimes on the right. Dembele sometimes through the middle. Barkley sometimes.
Does Doué always play midfield? I've seen him out on the right wing in Champions League.
Yeah,
games.
he's played right wing, but a lot of the time they'll drop Doué into one of the 3.
Yeah, but he's not one of the midfield 3 for me.
I think he's brilliant. I think he can do anything.
He can do it there. Yeah. What was I going to say to you then?
Vinicius Junior.
Yeah, so I paused on him because his personality, I think, has cost him being the best left winger in the world. I think he really lets himself down in big games, in big moments.
The only thing I don't like about him, because I've got no problem with anything that he does, because top players have that personality. The only thing I don't like is the diving and rolling around. But so many players do it. It's like, well,
I think it's the. So I watched him draw. Can't remember who it was against now. Getafe, maybe. Someone like that. Watched him draw with them a couple of weeks ago or last week. And he was getting some sort of shit from their fans. No, who had a really good season last season? Girona, was it? Yeah, I think it was Girona. And it turned into the Vinicius Junior show of him trying to win the game on his own, which is fine, but when it hasn't worked 4 or 5 times and you're trying the same dribbles and you're trying to bend one in, which is what he does all the time, trying to bend one into the far corner, and he's blazing them over the bar, hitting the first defender, just lay it off to someone.
especially when you got Mbappe next year.
Right, and Bellingham coming through bursting through the midfield, and Rodrigo was on the other side as he came on, and you got Arda Güler or whatever. Trust those players. You don't have to win. If there's a team that doesn't have to have one player that grabs a game by the scruff of the neck and win it, it's Real Madrid.
Yeah,
So-
I do think when Vinicius Junior is on it, he's the best left winger in the world.
Unplayable.
Though. Yeah,
He's unplayable. When
he does things that left wingers.
was it the City goal where he just knocked it down that left hand side and absolutely burnt
Against
Kyle Walker?
Yeah,
Like-
he has got absolutely everything, Vinicius Junior, and in terms of skill and flair, he's got so much more than he demonstrates, and he only demonstrates it when Real Madrid are winning comfortably.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because I want to see that more in tight games.
Or if it's on the biggest stage, like Champions League,
Yeah.
semi-finals and finals and things, which to me aren't always the time to be doing it. It's all right if you're winning 3-0 in
That's
Champions
where I
League
love
final.
seeing it.
Yeah, of course it is. We want to watch that as a
Yeah.
spectacle, but as a team player, and why I struggle to put him in the very, very upper echelons of left wingers in history, I just think he's very about himself, which I get, but you don't need to be in that team.
No, I did a stat video on him a while ago, and I don't know how different it is now compared to when I did it, but I don't think it'd be much different. Harry Maguire had scored more goals on an international stage than Vinicius
Doesn't
Junior.
do anything for Brazil.
Scott McTominay scored like double the amount of goals he scored for the national
Brazil,
team.
man.
I know. Reece James, why is he not world class by your definition?
Did you have him as world class?
I don't think he's there. If we're going off the definition of 3 best players in that position in the world, I think Timber's above him.
Still going Trent?
No, I think Hakimi's above him, and I think
Koundé, for me, would be above him.
Koundé I could go with. I mean, Carvajal's not fit, and that's a shame. But based off the
You would
last,
still say, yeah.
I don't know. Carvajal's one of the best right backs I think the world's ever seen.
I've had a mental block with Reece James for a long time. There was a little bit of here and there with him and Liverpool fans and things on social media and stuff like that. And it does cloud your judgment, there's no doubt about it. There was constantly comparisons between him and Trent. And obviously, you back your own player.
Yeah,
Now that Trent's no longer in the Premier League,
you can see clearly.
when I watch a little bit, but I'm not saying it's lifted a weight off him that he was constantly being compared to him or whatever, but it was hard for him to really show everyone how good his passing range was when you'd go and watch Liverpool on a Saturday or a Sunday and Trent was pinging ridiculous balls.
Yeah,
Reece James isn't far off.
You're judging him by a standard that is an unrealistic
Yeah, but
standard.
he's not far off.
No, Reece James
Defensively, he's brilliant.
He's got everything.
He was playing in the centre for Chelsea for a couple of
Oh, yeah,
games.
he plays midfield. I think I said to you guys, maybe in the group chat, and it was a while ago, and I think I got a lot of heat from you guys about it, but saying that Reece James is the best right back that England have got. And this was during the time of Trent. Ben White was in that mix, that conversation. I'm trying to think who else now, because England had some decent, really good right backs, Kyle Walker.
Livramento.
And I said, Reece James, if he's fit, is our best right back. I still think that. And I still think that if he can have a fully fit season, the hyperbole won't be hyperbole from Chelsea fans anymore. I think the rest of the world will realise how good he is. But I cannot say he's world class until I see a full fit Reece James for an entire season. I just can't.
Would you say that injuries play a big part over a course of so just for example then R9, you'd have him as world class?
He was world class at the time. Is he in my top 3 strikers ever?
No, but at that time, like we're doing now, because Reece James is in the top 3 right backs ever.
No, yes, he was world class. Yeah,
but it's difficult, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
when players are blighted by injuries and you don't see them as much as other players, it's really hard. But so this is where that sort of, yes, there is that top 3, and I'm fully on board with that, because you have to have some sort of
it can't
criteria.
Just be, it just can't be fully regimented. Are they world class or not? And it's like
Yeah.
Rodri's the best defensive mid in the world, but at the moment he's not, because he's not available.
And also, there's better players on the eye that do it as consistently, but not as efficiently or effectively. So it is really hard, and I understand why people get into massively heated arguments about whether a player is.
Because it's not
black or white.
No, it's not. Bukayo Saka is world class, and if he's not, name me 3 better right wingers in the world. And this is where, and it's not just you, this is where most people's argument falls down, because it gets to that point where they say he's not world class because he plays for Arsenal, and then you put him on the spot, and I'm not saying just you.
No.
It's everyone. Name 3 better right wingers, and they go, and then they start listing some names that are like, bro, you don't even watch that guy play. Someone's going to sit there and try and tell me Rodrigo's better. You watch Rodrigo 2-3 times in the Champions League a season, if you're lucky, if he plays. Like, don't tell me he's better than Saka, because he's not.
What I'm not trying to, sorry for the dead air and stuff, I'm not trying to think of 3 players. What I am trying to think of is players that might be comparable to him that I don't think get enough credit for being as effective. And it's players like Michael Elise.
Elise, I think, is very, very close to being world class, if not maybe just about in that category.
It's funny. We had a day out in Cardiff on Friday, and a couple of the lads that aren't our main group of mates are screaming at me, "Oh, you've got to give our shit back. You need to argue with him more and stuff like that," which is probably more on the Never United podcast. I don't like. I'm not Saka's biggest fan, but I also cannot argue that there are 3 better right wingers in world football for what he does for Arsenal.
Elise is not a bad shout. I think you could make a valid argument that Elise has been better than Saka.
Salah, for me,
Salah, I think there's a valid argument for Salah. And in fact, I think Salah is,
by the way,
maybe number one.
The likes of people, there will be people that come in and say things like Rodrigo.
Like I said, you don't watch him, so don't say that.
It's not. That's not okay because he's nowhere near.
I think he's unbelievable, Rodrigo.
See, I don't.
Oh, I think he's quality, but I just don't think he's. I think Saka's better. Yamal's better. I would say Salah's better. I can understand the Elise shouts, but I don't think Elise's been better than Saka until maybe this season. And that's because Saka's been out injured. And I think toe-to-toe, who's the better player in a fully fit season where they're both at their best, I think Saka's better. Other than that, you're clutching at straws.
You go City, no. Arsenal, Chelsea,
nope.
No, but you want to say that
if you say Neto,
I was going
to
go Esteval in terms of.
Well, again, this is his first season in the top flight,
so what I was
and
going
he's
to say
still
was,
not better than Saka.
In 3-4 years, I think that could get closer than
maybe
we think. Yeah, but that's all ifs, buts, and maybes.
Saka's been doing it since he was 18. People forget Saka's 24 years old, mate. Saka is 24 years old, and he's been doing it at the highest levels in massive games.
Registered 2 assists in 12 months, yeah.
I think people, and I hate to side with Arsenal fans, I really do, but I think they're onto something when they say people just hate Arsenal, and people just hate Saka because he plays for Arsenal.
Yeah, in the same way that people will just hate Fernandes because he plays for United, and people will hate...
How can you hate Bukayo Saka? What has he ever done?
Nothing.
For you to, as a football fan, to dislike him? He seems like the nicest boy. He seems like the kindest guy. Everyone who's around him absolutely loves him. He's a great player to watch. He's got amazing talent that British players don't tend to have. We've got a right winger who's world class, and English fans just can't admit it.
He limps a lot.
He limps a lot. Oh, I'm sorry. He limps a lot. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, people
limps a lot. It probably is the Arsenal thing.
It is.
And oh God, shoot me down, oh Lord. I don't like rival fans' players.
Oh yeah, but you've got to be able to clear that from your head.
Yeah, I just said I can't. I'm not going to say it. This is what I mean. When people want me to go at you for things like this, I'm not going to because I see what you're saying.
Nuno Mendes is the best left back in the world at the moment, I'd say. I think that's fair.
Yeah. Hey, quickly, Jordi Alba. The MLS.
Yeah, I know. He's doing really well.
He's just retired from football altogether, but he could have carried on.
I think he was losing a little bit. It's similar to Suarez. I don't know if you've seen Suarez run.
It's like he's got buckets full of fish attached to his ankles.
It's dads versus lads in the park on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes, we both agree, is world class. Yeah. Mason Greenwood. Why is he not world class? Take everything away from who he is. Yeah. Focus on the pitch.
It's not worth it because you'd want to sort of lay into it and get into it. It's too just for the purpose of this. Just take all of that out of it.
We can say the obvious.
Ability. Yeah, it's pure ability. Right?
Unless the obvious is the person.
Yeah.
But if we just look at the player, I don't see many players. I think he'd be England's best right winger. I think he's really close to Saka. I think it's really close.
Do you know what I'll say? And I'm not too proud to admit this. I've watched Marseille on a number of occasions, but not enough to categorically say he isn't world class. Because whenever I have watched them, he's been unbelievably consistent, dangerous, rapid, finishes well.
Left foot, right foot, distance, close in, assists, goals. He has got absolutely everything, that kid. It is devastating for United fans that what happened. And it sums up, unfortunately, the period that Man United are going through, that the best player that's come through our academy since the class of 92 can't play for us. And won't ever play for us, and won't ever play for England.
And probably won't ever play in England.
He'll never play in England. No one will take the risk. But how messed up is it that there will be a team in Italy, in Spain, a top team pretty soon are going to buy him.
Because they'll put the morals aside.
They're not judged by the same standards as they would be if an English club. If Chelsea went and signed Mason Greenwood, it would be World War III. And part of me agrees with it because I think you can't. You have got little girls, you've got women who support your club, follow you home and away, and if you start accepting that level of human being in your club to represent your club, I think that's a bad path to go down.
You would lose the fan base.
Well, forget what you'd lose in terms of fans. I think you'd just lose any credibility in terms of being upstanding and moral in the sport. And I think if you don't have that as a football club these days, at any point, then what are you? Your point of a football club is to represent the community, the people, and I think if you had to bring someone in like Mason Greenwood, I think you throw all that out the window.
I think you also know how hostile. All right, you go to Galatasaray and you go to Besiktas and you go to the San
It would be
Siro
next
or whatever.
level.
It's nasty, but of a generalised noise. In England, we have the most brutal chants, and it's non-stop, and it's personal, and it's horrible. And yes, you'll have it across the continent, but he wouldn't make it out of there alive.
I don't think he'd be safe on the pitch.
No, and it wouldn't be. It would all the other stuff we were just saying. He did sign for one of the. It just doesn't help the team.
No.
Regardless of
goals and what he
help
contributes
the
on the
overall.
pitch, it doesn't help it on the pitch. No. But nonetheless, I think he's maybe one of the best players that England have ever produced, and we'll never get to see it. We said Caicedo isn't quite there. Lamine Yamal is the best player that I've ever seen at that age in my life.
I zoned out and I just tuned back into you going, Lamine Yamal is the best player I've ever seen. And I was ready to.
Do you know what's funny about Lamine Yamal? And we have these comparisons to Messi, and this is why we cannot judge players based off their start and their career, because we've seen amazing players at that really young ages not go on to achieve the things that Messi and Ronaldo have done. But Lamine Yamal was, for me, at the age of 17, 18, the best player I've ever seen at that age ever.
And you could see it. You can see there's a difference between, like I think I've said it before, the your own team when they've got a young lad coming through and you immediately put them on a pedestal and go, he's going to be the next Gerrard, he's going to be the next Ronaldo, whatever it is. Yamal was doing it like so in that Euros, mate.
16.
Just tearing it up like he was a veteran of the game. Fearless. The only thing I worry about with players, and we do see it, the only thing I worry about with players with so much flair from such a young age is it's a lot of the time because they are so fearless. They don't care. Did you care at 16, 17, 18 what you were doing? No.
You do lose that.
And you lose that because you get more sensible. You have kids. Your morals change. Your viewpoints change. Your priorities change. And that's just growing up as a man.
Which is why you can never compare Messi and Ronaldo to any player probably ever again until their career has finished. Mm-hmm. If Lamine Yamal finishes at 40 years old, still scoring on the international stage at the highest level, you might be able to compare him to Messi and Ronaldo. We're 22 years away from that.
I don't think we'll ever get, regardless of how good they are right now or whatever, I really struggle to see anyone that's ever going to produce like a 90 goal season or 90 goal calendar year.
How are you ever going to outscore Kane and Haaland right now? Think of the level of player you have to be, and they're not going to hit those numbers. So
I don't get it. But
Suarez was the closest.
Yeah,
and I think Suarez is overlooked in that because he was doing it at a time where Messi and Ronaldo are around. I think Suarez has got a decent shout to be the best number 9 ever.
Which I agree with. And I say this a lot, and people give me a lot of heat when I say, I don't like him, so he's not in it. That was everyone with Luis Suarez.
Oh, I hated him.
Everyone despised him. So you would just naturally, at that time, not put him in that bracket of the best players. Someone like yourself that is an absolute football purist and football lover, you can see past it. Yeah. But you still have that. little thing in the back of your head.
I hate him,
going,
and I don't
can't
want to
stand
say
him.
this, but yeah. And then just to finish off, we said Pedri and Bellingham are both world class. I think that's non-negotiable for me. Yuri and Timber. Alisson, you think he's still world class? He's not in the top 3 goalkeepers in the league, let alone in the world.
Who are you?
Donnarumma,
Right,
David Raya.
right.
Depends on which season, but I think availability is the best ability. Matt Sells was better than him last season.
Yeah, dude.
Kelleher was better than him.
Right, but we can't go off form is temporary, class is permanent.
He's had a couple of full seasons at Liverpool where he's been unbelievable. A lot of the seasons, particularly of late, he's not showed up for it. He's been injured. He's had something, and I don't think as a goalkeeper you can underestimate how important it is to be there for 38 games a season.
Outside of the Premier League, keepers that are better than him.
Courtois.
That I'll agree with.
I think Oblak's been better than him for a long time. I don't know whether that's true right now, but I think Oblak was overlooked as the best goalkeeper in the world for quite a while. I am telling you now, Manuel Neuer is on a different level for his age. I cannot believe he's still going and he's as good as he is. Jan Sommer was better than him last season. Jan Sommer's been better than him for probably 2-3 seasons, but I think, again, you're playing into where the eyes aren't all on you. This is the thing. I think it's hard to criticise a player in the sense of you're not world class without making it look like you think they're bad. He's elite level, and Liverpool, one of Liverpool's best ever goalkeepers. Is he, or has he ever been right up there? Not for me, and I don't think he's in the top 3 that have ever played in the Premier League.
I think he is.
Check.
Schmeichel
/ Van der Sar.
So I could, yeah.
De Gea might even be better than Schmeichel. Honestly, I don't think
I'm a De Gea enjoyer. I thought he was a brilliant goalkeeper.
He was magic, mate.
I don't know.
How'd you win Player of the Year like as a goalkeeper for a team that's shit? We were shit.
Maybe but you weren't when like for his whole career.
We've been shit for his whole career. He won 1 title in the season that Sir Alex left. Since then, we've been absolute garbage, and he was our best player for a long time. People, I think, almost only look at his last 2 seasons at Man United and think, "Oh yeah, that's who he was." No, for like 6 years, he was unbelievable.
So he won 1 title with United.
Yeah, and was our best player.
So that
3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, this is where
Alisson's just won his 2nd, but was barely present last season. I mean, Kelleher played a lot of the games, and it wasn't crucial that he was playing a half a time. I think the Alisson shouts are very reactionary. I think they're very in the moment, and because there haven't been maybe the teams, and I think maybe you could say that City for a long time with Edison, I think because they weren't relying on his shot stopping so much as how he was with the ball at his feet, I think they overlooked Edison in terms of his ability.
I think Alisson was
a better shot stopper, but
he was a better goalkeeper.
I always thought Edison. I think Edison had better seasons than him as well.
Edison could have been a player anywhere on the pitch for Manchester City. I think he's an unbelievable technically.
Yeah, he's outrageous.
He's
the best goalkeeper that's ever lived with his feet.
Yeah, yeah. The only
Neuer, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say
as a sweeper keeper, but that's different. Edison's different.
Cazares was unbelievable with his feet as well.
I think top 3 Premier League goalkeepers for the last 5 years. Alisson would have a shout to be in there. If you talk about the current top 3 goalkeepers in the league, I'm having Raya, Donnarumma, Pickford before Alisson. If I'm thinking in the world, I think there's 2 or 3 goalkeepers ahead of him as well. So if you want to say Alisson's world class, I think there's 5 or 6 goalkeepers better than him.
Okay.
You don't agree? I mean, do you
yeah, but
Raya's not worse than Alisson. Raya's the best goalkeeper in the league at the moment.
Form-wise, yeah, absolutely.
and Donnarumma.
Yeah.
For the last 2 seasons. Donnarumma was the best
Donnarumma-
goalkeeper in the world last season.
Not denying that. I was just rubbing my head. Let me have my talk.
But Raya is better than Alisson, and then Donnarumma's better than him. And if you think Courtois is not better than Alisson, then I don't know what would.
No, I've got no. Give me at what point did I say Courtois was
Do you
better
know what
than
I
Alisson?
think? You are like the defence, and I'm the prosecutor, and
You're Harvey Specter.
I'm waiting for you to come at me with something. You haven't got anything.
It's not that I haven't got anything, because no, I don't know individual
you can't
stats
say
and
titles.
things.
You can't throw titles at me.
Okay, so you can never ever say anything about. Oh, see, you don't. You like Gerrard, but so many people talk about these players. They're the best in the world because Man United was the best of this because they won 13 titles and all that sort of stuff. It will be an element of what he has done to transform Liverpool for me. Of course, there will be, right? That's fine. I will say he's a better goalkeeper than David Raya overall.
Not better with his feet.
David Raya's had
Not a better shot stopper.
David
He's
Ra-
better one-on-one.
David Raya's had his two. He was good at Brentford, got his move. Wasn't even first choice at Arsenal straight away.
Best shot save percentage in the league for the last 2-3 years.
Absolutely,
Even at Brentford.
Fine, no problem. I'm just going on the whole. People love to bring up longevity. All right, Alisson's had his injuries this season, last season. Prior to that, he had a little niggle here and there, but he was ever present for us. We used to have to play Kelleher in the Carabao Cups and things like that, right? So over the last 6-7 seasons, he's been so important for us. The saves he makes, we would have lost games without him 100%. I know you don't like him, and I know it's because
I don't like him.
I know it's because he made that world-class save against Hamsik, and
This is the thing.
I've got him as world-class. You haven't. Move on.
Close an
I'm
argument.
allowed my opinion.
Close an argument.
Don't throw the whole. Oh, I know football so much. I'm gonna give you shot percentages, and Manuel Neuer the better if
Close an argument. Do you think Alisson, in current world standings, is better than Raya, Courtois, and Donnarumma?
Yeah.
That's absolutely nuts. Vitinha, again, David Raya, we won't go through that. Declan Rice and Rafinha and Rashford. Do you think Rashford's got world-class ability?
Used to. I think he rode an amazing wave, and and now that he's like not featuring for United week in, week out and things, I can say I quite liked him. I wouldn't have been.
Did you?
Yeah, I quite liked him. I wouldn't have been upset had he never played for Man United. He's the sort of player I would have loved to have watched. He's direct, pacey, could finish.
When he's on it, mate, he's unbelievable.
Good in the air,
Yeah.
and it's that sort of. He seems like a nice bloke, a nice lad.
I think he was unfairly criticised.
Right.
And I think I mean, we've had arguments in the group with United fans as well, saying about Rashford. I've loved Rashford and I've stood up for Rashford because I just think I think when a player comes through and he's a local boy, you do everything you can to keep him at the club. Yeah, it's the same as Cobby at the moment.
I just think that because of his numbers and because of how much he was adored for being a local lad, I do think it almost slightly masked that he maybe wasn't as good as you wanted him to be. He was brilliant.
It was inconsistency.
Yeah, I just think it's almost like I still think. I mean, he's still scoring goals for Barcelona, and he was a revelation for Villa towards the end of last season. He was putting in really good performances. I think they really liked him. Maybe a revelation's a bit too much, but I just think that he's almost been found out to not be superstar world-class potential. Fantastic player, could have got there if United had been better. If you'd have been winning trophies and he'd have been part of it, I think he would be in that conversation.
He is one of those players that if the team's playing well, he's playing well. If they're not, unfortunately, his standards rise and fall to the level
and
of the
that's
team.
why I think that world-class level, he's not.
World-class players make the team better around them. So, yeah. Quickly touch on Day 1 League because we haven't in a couple of weeks. But if anyone hasn't played along, or if anyone is playing along, there was over, how many did we, 1,300 people at the start of the season. I have kicked at least...
Slowly being weaned.
I think I've kicked at least 400 people now for cheating. But it was where you pick a team at the start of the season and you leave it. No transfers, no triple captains, no chips or anything. And the leader is still Rob Devereux on 899 points, which...
That's outrageous.
You are going to be in the top 50,000, maybe even lower in the world, and he's not made a single transfer. A Jimmerford John is on...
I love a Jimmerford John. I hope he watches this.
884 points. I hope he does as well. If you're in the comments, let us know. Just get in the comments. What? Samara Knight is on 865 points in third.
Knight.
And Hamza Al Sharif is on 864 points.
A Jimmerford John and Hamza Al Sharif are my favourite two. I hope one of you two win it. You're great.
Are you going for... Who do you think's going to win it? I mean, it is...
You can't get away from Rob Devs at the moment. Robbie Dev.
Do you know what's going to be really interesting in that league is AFCON. Mm-hmm. No transfers, no substitution. I was looking through.
Anyone that's got Salah apparently at the moment doesn't matter.
No, I don't think any of these people have got Salah. Samara's got Salah. And Rob, I think, has got no AFCON players. I think that might be
do you
true.
reckon he's thought about that beforehand? Because if he has, he deserves to win it. Because I didn't.
I mean... I'd love to meet these guys and just ask them what you've done. I know how Samara Knight has done it, but I don't know how the rest of them have done it.
I'd love if they are watching and it comes into the season. Obviously, we'll try and get in touch with whoever wins it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd love them to say, "No idea, mate. Just went down the list and just picked a load of players." I'd love to.
That would hurt my feelings.
Of course,
so
it would,
much, wouldn't it?
Doesn't that just show? Isn't that such an ego leveler? How long we would have spent?
Oh, I know so much about football. Look at my team. Meanwhile, these guys are like 200 points ahead. Embarrassing. Weekend treble last week. We both missed by one. So it's 2 out of 3 again for me. I mean, I missed by one last week. You missed one by one. You just need them to score against Inter.
Battered.
Me and Vince did give you a look when you said Como.
It's just... All it is Nico Paz and the hype that you've put me onto him, and I believe you. And obviously Fabregas, and they're doing really well and all that sort of stuff.
They're a good team.
And you think... Like,
it was fascinating, actually. Did you hear what Fabregas said after the game? And this is where you know that's the sort of coach you want at your club. He was like, I'm going to go and watch Inter again against Liverpool midweek because what they did to us, I didn't know how to combat it, and I want to learn.
Love that.
And it's like, yeah... Do you know what? Young coach, up and coming, already doing amazing.
Future Arsenal coach, do you reckon?
He'll manage in the Premier League. Yeah, I think so. 3 selections this week. Just so you know, guys, if you want to back mine or Brandon's, I'm plus £21.11 so far for the season, and Brand is now on a minus £26.65. But because none of us won, it does mean the chomp wheel's coming out. Loser, by the way, if neither of us win, we'll spin the wheel. But if one of us wins and the other one doesn't win, then we have to read a script and post it online. There's been some horrendous videos that have got...
I haven't done well. I haven't been at my house for 3 months.
My first selection this week, it's Burnley versus Fulham over 1.5 goals. I've gone Norwich versus Southampton over 1.5 goals. And I've gone PSG -1 away at Metz. £10 on, returns £24.24 back.
I've gone very conservative. Well, what I think is conservative, because I've just had a look, and Real Madrid are losing 1-0 at home to Celta Vigo. So these are never a given.
You just never know.
I've gone Barcelona at home to Osasuna, straight win. Leverkusen at home to Köln, straight win. PSG at home, away at Metz, straight win. £10 on is £20.48.
Oh, you have gone really low there.
I've had to, mate. I've had to. I've tried.
You are on a 5-week losing streak, so you do have to level and try and right the ship.
I have got 0 embarrassment in my body. It's not often I get embarrassed, but it does take a toll when people want you dead every week for suggesting that Saka isn't world class, or that Ronaldo, or that Florian. How many people, famous TikTokers and people around the country,
big accounts,
that have seen that video and so quickly just assumed I was deadly serious and that there was no irony or anything.
Do you think it looks real?
I must just be.
Because I know, and you know, we've sat there and recorded it, and
must
you
do,
guys
mate.
listening have watched it. Does it look
real?
real?
We went to Cardiff, like I said, and there was a guy there that works with with Vince that's on the show, and he questioned me on Friday, saying, "You can't actually believe that, can you?
Oh, really?
How do you like? You work with, you know, a guy that is on this podcast. Surely you know that we're satire about it." And I don't.
It's I got a message off Matt Pincus, messaged me, and saying really nice things, but he said I was assuming that every video is satire. I was like, yeah, well, most of them are, but I'll be honest with you, there was a United one in there that I was deadly serious about. We should be top of the league.
I don't mind people believing it because it's brilliant. When you get thousands of people commenting and hundreds of thousands and millions of people watching it and they don't get it and you're sat there going, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
The thing I don't like is that we do speak a decent amount of sense on this podcast most of the time.
I'd like to think so.
Or we
but
give a balanced debate about
I think
one
we
team
give
or
balanced
whatever.
debates, yeah.
But if I end up being known purely for the idiot, like the Mitchie, I really like Mitchie. He's a Scouse lad.
Did I send you it?
Yeah, and he was like,
I saw
are
him
you
reacting
trying
to
to
it.
get everyone against our fan base? And I was like, oh, that hurts. I've always said to you,
Yeah,
the moment that I can't set foot at
Mate,
in
if you
Anfield or
can't
an away
tell that
game,
you were joking about Florian Wirtz being better than Ronaldo, I'm sorry, that's on him. That is on him.
and millions of you lot.
What he's done there is...
Okay. So we're
and we
spinning
also
the wheel.
chopped Bevo as well.
Yeah. I like a beaver.
We're going to spin the wheel because neither of us won last week. The chomp this week, I've written it. It is a neutral one. And since you're a Liverpool fan and I'm a Man United fan, it will be based off our teams.
Cool. Spin that wheel, baby.
We've had some issues with the wheel recently, some really bad issues.
Some dubious.
So I'm going to do a couple
decisions.
of practice runs. The first one was a B, second one was a V, third one was a V, fourth one was a V. Right, it needs a really good spin. There's two A's, there's two B's, there's two V's, there's an all of us chomp section, the yellow
All of
one.
us will be good.
And there's also a BK, which is Brandon Keith. Which I don't think you guys are ready for, so I actually don't know if you guys want me to land on that. But do you want to spin it? I'll
You
spin
spin
it.
it.
It's not a great chomp this week, by the way. It's not fun.
Okay.
Can I just have another? Would have been Vince. Okay, it's me.
Do you want to do one more double or quits? I don't know what that means. No, because you will be here all
The
night.
double or quits would be me doing it in a Keith voice, and if it lands on me again, I really don't want to do it in a Keith voice. So I think I'll just have to take it. We should have a back out where it's like you have to do something even worse.
Just cash. I'll give you 100 quid, Brand, if we don't have to do it this week.
When I write the chomps, I literally think it's not going to be me. So it doesn't matter.
I don't do as well acting this side of the chomp. I do way better being the chomper, not the chompy.
That's a really fun thing to say.
So what have I got to do?
Yeah. This is the first time Brand's reading this chomp, by the way.
See, the last bit I agree with.
Well, I think it's much worse coming from a Man United fan than a Liverpool fan. The chomp is Arsenal's team doesn't come close to ours. They're on a run, fair play, but player for player, our squad does them in every position. We've got a better goalkeeper, better centre-backs, better midfielders and better striker. Arsenal don't win the league, and I'll go one step further, we'll win the league again before Arteta does at Arsenal.
You got to really sell me on this.
Well, look, we got to flesh this one out as well. So feel free to come back a little bit as we go. And I always love putting a nationality in there. And I was going to ask you to do a nationality. Now it's me. I'm like, maybe I don't want to do it.
David Raya, the best Portuguese
That's what I might say. If you go David Raya, doesn't even get into the Portugal squad, but Lomans has already come in and shows that he's better, I think.
Do you want me to walk out at any point?
No. No.
You know, the whole, I can't do this anymore.
If you want to. Oh, God.
Just thinking of the clips.
This is, by the way, this is back-to-back chomps for me as well.
Yeah, well,
So
no one's seen the other one yet.
Well, I have posted, by the way, I have posted the other chomp of Bellingham, but TikTok wouldn't let me post it. So I've taken it down and reposted it. It might be up now. I don't know by the time you
Just
listen to
zoom
this.
in on that, just there. Just zoom in on this little chocolate.
Okay. Arsenal's team doesn't come close to us. They're on a run, but player for player, our squad does them in every position. Better goalkeeper, better centre back, midfield. Arsenal don't win the league, and I'll go one step further. We'll win it.
Do you want me to introduce it and give you a way in?
Yeah. You just say
I'll say
Arsenal are in a different.
I'll say Arsenal are a better team than United, right? Okay. Or not?
Yeah. Okay. Get my face on, my chomp face on. Okay. Come on. One take wonders. Come on, we can do this.
Hold on. Arsenal are a better team than United, right?
They're on a better run. For example, last season, this season, they're on a better run. If you want to go player for player, Man United's squad's better than Arsenal's.
What?
If you go player for... Right, hold on. Goalkeeper, David Raya, can't even get into the Portugal squad. Lomans has come in and already shown, might be quick, but he's on that level. If you go centre-backs, De Ligt better than Saliba. 1,000,000%. This season, he's better than Saliba. If you want to go left-back, Luke Shaw's a better left-back, and I don't want to hit... Calafiori. He's been in the league for like one season, mate. Luke Shaw's been in there for like 8. Midfield, Casemiro. If you want to say Rice is better than Casemiro, hold your trophies up, Declan Rice. I want to see him. If you want to go, no, hold on. Bruno Fernandes, Ødegaard, Bruno Fernandes, Saka and Burmo. Saka will never score 20 goals in a Premier League season.
Oh my God. This is what we're
Striker. No, striker. What's Gyökeres done that Sesko hasn't? I'll go one step further. United win the league before Arteta does at Arsenal.
I can't.
They're serial bottlers, mate. Player for player, a better squad. They're on a run, fair play. United will win the league before Arsenal do.
Well done, mate.
Thanks, mate.
You've really put your heart and soul into that.
I really tried to sell it.
Well done. I can't wait for this one.
I get a feeling this one's going to be bad.
I don't. I think, knowing your luck, this will be the one where people go, nah, I've seen these boys before. They're obviously baiting. Whereas I've got death threats.
No, I'm still getting a lot of heat from the United one where it wasn't a chomp and I said we should be top of the league. Guys, thanks for joining us. We are going to be back next Wednesday and next Monday, but next Wednesday. This Wednesday, we'll be grilling him over the Mo Salah situation, so make sure you're subscribed so you see that video pop up on Wednesday. Vince will be with us as well. United and Liverpool would have played by that point as well, and hopefully United are 3 points clear of Liverpool at that time, 2 points?
Could be 6. I don't know.
It's going to be a good one.
I'm like Dom Sabazolo. I don't know where we are at the moment.
That worried me. We'll get into it. Thanks once again, guys. Subscribe, like, go on to Spotify, listen to us on the go. This is Brandon. He's at WasLFC. I'm at Alex Goalpost. If you want to find all the best bits, we're on there as well. Thanks, guys. See you Wednesday.
Love you.